Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast, brought to you by Factor Pre-Prepared Meals.
Okay, it's time to dig into your email, your comments and questions and suggestions that roll in on social media and at murphysamandjodi.com, the ones we don't get to in show during the week. There are some really good ones. So this is from KK. It's an email, guys.
Okay.
Score one for the Roy. Is what it said.
For the Roy?
My husband and I have two lovable rescue mutts since they were puppies, and they are now 17 and 16 years old.
Lord.
Wow. Marley and Trixie are healthy, energetic, and they just shine. People always ask, what's the secret? We laugh and say, no bathing, no clipping, lots of love, and a big bowl of Old Roy every day.
That's funny.
We mentioned Old Roy dog food.
I think we were asking if it was still around, and yes, it is.
Yeah, when you were telling us about the Walmart stuff, Sam, the new food whatever brand that Walmart
Better
is rolling
goods.
out.
Yeah.
I just threw in Old Roy. I don't know if they make it anymore either.
Me either.
Thank you for that, KK. I also have a comment for you, Murphy, from Steven based on the picture we posted along with another After the Show podcast from this week about you saying goodbye to your dad's little red Corvette.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Steven sent this and posted a picture as well of a Corvette. A terribly sad day. I so hoped Murph would restore it and keep it in the family. A one family, since it was new, mid-year Corvette that would qualify as an NCRS survivor is rare these days. I don't know what that means.
Well, it means the original owner and original car. That's the whole the scoring process for NCRS. Mm-hmm. Which I know has the word Corvette in that.
Sounds like a
National
TV show.
Corvette.
But the
Probably Society.
Right, society. But they meet and they literally score vehicles based on originality. And so each car, it takes about 2 hours for these judging panels to go through each car because they're looking at every single piece. They're looking at stamped numbers on the engine. They're looking at stamped numbers on the radiator. They're looking at original tailpipes.
Oh, wow.
They're looking at plastic clips that hold the wiring harnesses in place that run along, to organize the wires.
The ones I break when I work on my car.
Right, exactly. You get points for those being, original and not disturbed.
That's
and
crazy.
So, and I understand that. That's why, again, everybody has a different thing that they're enthusiastic about.
Sure.
It also is very expensive to get a car back to that condition if it hasn't been running. But he's right about that. Having all the original parts, I learned so much when that guy came over and was kind of just assessing, the vehicle
For hours,
and explaining
yeah.
those things, to me. When you're an enthusiast about something, it's really easy to get lost in.
And that's
in
okay.
those kind of details.
That's
expensive
beautiful to be
details.
so into something like that.
I do think it's fantastic. And look, there are also a lot of people that will just restore to what they call roadworthy, which probably would have been fine with us to have done that. But again, it would have been the same thing.
Keeping that car
separating
running
the romance part from when I say romance, the emotional part, because it really is kind of dreamy to think about all of those things.
Yeah.
But then once reality sits in to say, okay, well, not only is there money to fix it up, it is a very old piece of machinery at the end of the day. So maintaining it is going to be challenging. There are going to be mechanical failures and other things like that. And then are you really going to, how often are you going to take it out on the open road when it's almost 60 years old and
not worry?
Right.
Look, knowing you and your life, our life together, you made the correct decision. Your brother and sister also had a say in it, and they were with you.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just saying terribly sad because he's a Corvette enthusiast. He goes on to say, on a happier note, and this is the picture he attached to the post. It's on our Facebook page. We just got our 79 out of the shop. It was a great ride home. All is right with the world. It's a gorgeous looking 79 Corvette. It's gorgeous, Steven.
It is so easy to drool over the ones that people have restored and cared for and loved like that.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
The upside of this too is that you're still in contact with the guy, and once everything gets it where you are actually going to get to see it.
Yeah,
he's fixed, and he probably will let you drive it.
It will shine again.
He said that it's going to be, the video will be, it'll be videoed when he cranks it for the first time. Ooh. So we really are. I mean, it's a significant thing for our family, but everybody's at peace with it. It is not a sad occasion at all.
It's sad for everybody who hears about it.
I'm excited for him that he's got the original, title, which had to be reissued anyway because it's so old that it's just on this older piece of paper. So I guess to be compliant with today, it had to be reissued. But he's got the original, and he'll keep that as part of his goods.
And from what you said, your dad's okay with it too, right?
Yeah, if the fact that Little Red Corvette was playing on the radio in my sister's car at the exact moment
time that transaction,
that's nuts. But yeah,
Jodi, I got one for you from Holly.
Hi, Holly.
She says, "Do you mind sharing your makeup essentials? Your makeup is always on point."
Oh, that's sweet. Makeup essentials, meaning what I wear.
Probably your basics.
Gosh, you know what? I made a list recently because I was adding the second makeup bag to my life, one that stays at work and when then there's a separate one at home. My essentials: foundation, and I use Morphe. Concealer is an essential. Sometimes powder, but not every day because I have dry skin.
Yeah.
Cheek color, lips, and mascara.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my essentials. I don't know if Holly, if you mean specifically, I'm happy to go specifically. But I'm going to tell you guys, you guys don't understand this, but my makeup bag is a combination of 100 different makeups, like 100 different brands. I don't know any woman who only wears Morphe or only wears Lancome.
Well,
or
that
only,
makes sense.
You know what I mean? It's like this mascara works for me because it doesn't stick. It washes off easily. Or the eyebrow pencil that I use is the perfect color. And I hope they never stop making it. So every woman's makeup bag it's a combination of things that she's picked up along the way. And it's a real thing in cosmetics and in makeup, in the makeup retail world, that you'll fall in love with something as a woman and it's correct for you. The way it feels, the way it smells, the way it looks on your skin, and they'll stop making it.
Yeah.
And then you will, you agree, girlfriend?
No. I mean, there are many things that you use a lot, and all of a sudden, we just quit making it.
I've had that problem, especially because of my coloring.
Yeah.
I know it's not so rare to be so fair, but with the red hair and to be fair, and when I first started wearing makeup when I was a kid, when I was a young girl, I made a lot of the wrong decisions. I wanted to look like my girlfriends, and I would pick the same colors as they picked, but their skin tone was so different. They would tan and whatnot.
Yeah. And
I looked like a mess. So, Holly, it's a funny question. It has taken me my whole life to get the coloring right. But I think that's true for every woman. Here's one more insight into the world of makeup, too. I was at Ulta with Taylor and Phoebe recently, and they're fun to go in with because they show me stuff that I didn't know existed, because I'm more basic. And Phoebe's like, you got to put let's do some lashes on you. I'm like, no, I have lashes. God gave me lashes, and I'm okay with the way that they are. And she looks really good when she adds those kinds of things. But anyway, they took me over to the Fenty Beauty area.
Oh, Rihanna.
And I just want to shout this out to Rihanna. Shout out to Rihanna. Every time, a celebrity, someone you've heard of, comes out with a makeup line, you're thinking, okay, another makeup line. She really put thought into it, because when I tell you, most makeup lines, like a Morphe, which I love Morphe, or just name it, Maybelline, whatever, they'll have 20 shades to choose from, skin tones. Rihanna has 100.
Oh.
I'm not kidding you. Every possible skin tone that there would be of a human being on earth, she's got that color.
Smart.
It is so smart. So shout out to Rihanna.
Yeah.
And Holly, maybe I'll just respond back because nobody wants a grocery list of my makeup, right? But I'll respond back to you individually.
You never know. Maybe we can post it on the website.
Okay, yeah. Maybe I'll dump out my makeup bag and we'll take a picture.
Yay.
One of my favorite things that Jodi does on Saturday, because you get to take life at your own pace on Saturday, since you're not waking up at 3 a.m. like we do during the week.
Yeah.
And you get to sit down and take your time with your makeup, and you always talk about how much you enjoy that. But I think it's sweet too. I don't know. It's one of those rituals. I enjoy walking by, passing by, and there you're doing
I'm
the
at the
last
vanity,
thing.
taking my time.
Right.
And I also do a mask on Saturday mornings.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's probably because you didn't recognize her.
Yeah.
You're usually in the other part of the house doing your breakfast. Like, I put one of those tightening masks on because it needs to sit, and then I wash it off, and that's when I do makeup.
Okay.
I sit there and take my time.
I've not noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I know you want a makeup mask too, Sam, a tightening mask.
I've used masks before.
Yeah.
It's harder now with the beard, because when you put it on and it
doesn't want to stick.
Yeah. So I don't really mess with them anymore. Then again, I don't really need them. Anyway,
It's just nice and tight.
Right.
I do have a listener, a message here from Jennifer about
Jennifer.
summer and keeping the kids busy.
Oh, yeah.
Our Humane Society offers week-long summer camps called Camp Humane.
Yeah.
This is going to be my daughter's 5th summer to attend. Campers learn about animal behavior, how to train your dog, how they get to interact. Oh, and they get to interact with dogs and cats at the shelter. She loves it.
Fun.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a fun one I'd like to go do.
I heard about that one like that when our girls were young, and it filled up too quickly because they would have been about it. And
Yeah.
You learn about rescue, and you learn about shelters, and you learn about a lot. But understand, it's not possible at every shelter because animal shelters are famously understaffed.
Yeah.
And
underfunded in many cases too. Yeah.
And a lot of those beautiful souls who work there, they probably could not handle a bunch of campers on top of the regular amount of stuff that they're doing. But if you find a camp like that, it's a life-changing experience for a child to see it from that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you for that, Jennifer. I've got one more, and then we'll wrap it. Yeah, guys, this is interesting. This is from Christopher. I was listening when you guys were talking about the key fob hacking and related thefts.
Oh, yeah, right.
I didn't know key fobs could be hacked until you mentioned it, Murph.
It was a guy that I ran into, and he was showing me pictures. It was the first time I'd ever heard of it, and he was showing me like a TikTok video or something like that of these guys with, it looked like massive antennas and weird things, and they go up and they just kind of like scan outside the walls of houses, and if it captures the signal of a key fob, they're able to duplicate the key fob, and then they can open your car door without you knowing it, and it doesn't set off an alarm because they're actually capturing that signal. Now, here's the other thing. It is not very common, right? I mean, I'm sure like anything, it can be grown, and all it takes is once, but it's not like it is everywhere and that your key fob is totally unsafe.
Well, I was listening about the key fob hacking and related thefts as you talked about the Faraday bag you purchased and subsequently tested using your phone.
Sam was the one that knew the name of that. I didn't even know it. I just bought it.
He says, of course, it failed the test. What most people don't realize is that they already have a Faraday cage in their home. Microwave ovens keep radio waves in, and it stands to reason that it will keep them out. So I tested it, and I just as I suspected, when my wife, just 10 feet away, tried to call my phone, nothing. It wasn't until I opened the microwave door that the notification of a missed call showed up. Thought you might want to pass this along. I thought you might want to know this.
That's interesting. I guess the only way that I would do that would be to buy a cheap microwave that never gets plugged in. Don't plug it in, Because,
we have one.
Because if we, do we? Oh,
Taylor had a little microwave for her first college dorm room that ended up back at our house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what? Well,
it's
then
actually cute,
maybe
too.
we should test that and see, because with my luck, if we use the real microwave, it's going to get cooked at some point. You know what I mean?
We'll do it too.
Nobody's saying.
Well, Jodi does leave coffee cups in the microwave. She forgets.
Nobody's saying leave your key fob in there.
Yeah.
He's saying test it.
Right, but that's what I would. Well, no, he's saying that would be a place for safekeeping.
To keep it. Oh, you're right. You're right.
But remember, before you cook something, take them out.
Well, or just don't use a microwave that's plugged in.
Or,
I didn't think about that, though. You're right.
The little one that we have, it's a cute little color. I think it's a pretty color, like a little blue.
Yeah.
And then where she lives now, there was a microwave already, so that ended up at our house. We have a big, what do you call it, Faraday box.
You know what? I didn't think about that, but you know what you could do? Now I'm really overthinking.
I know what he's doing this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, but you could go to a surplus or a Goodwill or something where something is being resold for extremely cheap.
Yeah.
And cut the cord off of it. So
cut the cord is
so
smart.
That it never can be plugged in or remove that assembly, you know what I mean, safely.
Yeah. We have solved some really good problems here today.
Yeah. I didn't realize the original Faraday box, a microwave.
Yeah. Thank you, Christopher. And we love hearing from everybody all the time. Instagram, Facebook, and you can always email us at murphysamandjodi.com.
Well, Sam does have something you can actually put safely in the microwave.
Yeah, you don't need to cut the cord off either. Factor meals, 2 minutes in the microwave, and you have a chef-made, dietitian-approved gourmet meal. And we've been talking a lot about getting these meals. Jodi, you and Murphy ordered some for lunch and dinner.
Ours are showing up on Monday.
But
my next order.
I don't want everybody to forget, you can also, they have breakfasts available on Factor as well.
I haven't mentioned that stuff to Murphy, all the add-ons you can get.
The regular meals a week that you choose from are lunch and dinner, but they do have like 60 different add-ons.
They
you
have
can
little
add
bites,
pancakes,
egg bites and things.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And you can order drinks and desserts and all that kind of stuff too. And depending on whatever your lifestyle is, whether you're you need to manage your calories or maximize your protein intake or just avoid meat altogether. They have pre-made programs for you, so that makes you have to think even less.
It's really well thought out.
Yeah. And right now, you can get 50% off with our special code. It's MSJ50. Go to factormeals.com, use MSJ50 as the code. You'll get 50% off your first box and 20% off your second box because you will want to order a second box.
Factor Meals, thank you for sponsoring the Murphy, Sam, and Jody podcast.